Voted for Trump, and I'm sorry. I am uneducated. I grew up in public school system. I believed anything a teacher and a principal told me, and I didn't question it, and I walked in a straight line, and I didn't use critical thinking skills, okay? I didn't read Project 2025. I have a disabled child. I'm a single mom of 3. I believed what he said in his campaigns, and I fucked up, and I'm sorry, okay? Now, we're wanting accountability across the board. It starts with the people like me that made a mistake. I'm admitting it. The first step to progressing in anything is admitting that there is a problem. There was a problem in my judgment. I did not do my due diligence in my research, and I voted in a system that I had not enough awareness and knowledge of until shit started hitting the fan. So if you come for me in the comments and you start all of this hatred, because what we have right now are the people that voted for Trump and that are hiding and that they don't agree, like me, like I was until I'm making this video right now. And then we have the people that didn't vote, and then we have the people that voted for someone else, okay? And then most of all, what we have are citizens of the United States, we the people, complaining that this administration needs to take accountability. We start by leading by example.
And hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need. We don't want to be the stepchildren anymore.
I am MAGA and a Christian.
Sad day in America when all we can afford is some ground beef. Work 40 hours all week and can't even afford a steak. Something going on. Come on now, Trump. Help us out.
Oh, hey there, bud. I almost missed you. Couldn't hear you over the sound of me munching on my steak. Yeah, it seems kind of interesting. It looks like you're asking for socialism. You're reaching out to the government to help you because you don't have steak money. You only have ground beef money. But you know what? Maybe you should try something. I have a strategy. Why don't you try pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? I think that might help you, because isn't that what MAGA has said forever is get off the government tee, pull yourself up by the bootstraps? Like, why don't you, sir, just work harder? Why don't you just work more? Why don't you work harder? Because I guarantee, according to your logic, if you work harder, you too will be able to have steak money and not rely on just eating ground beef. But is that not possible? I bet if I ask you, you'd say you already work hard enough. I bet you'd actually say something along the lines of, I worked my ass off. Well, that's because that's what this country is. So many people are struggling right now to make ends meet. And it doesn't matter how hard they're working. It doesn't matter if they have one job or two or a side hustle or whatever the case may be. People are struggling to have the steak money. That is the point. But you cannot tell me in one breath, socialism is bad, don't go to the government, pull yourself by the bootstraps, and then come on this app and say, Daddy Trump, will you please help me? Will you please help me? I work so hard. I'm so hungry. I want some steak money. And that's not how it works. Maybe find those bootstraps and work a little harder at pulling yourself up by them.
Hold on. What did you just say about Trump?
I said, Trump's a fucking liar. Inflation's going up. Gas prices hasn't really come down that much. Eggs? That's the funny one. The eggs. I'm mad. And I'm a mega man. Okay? I don't see anything he's done.
So is it safe to say that the illusion has faded?
I think it has, yes. I was for him because, everything he said. He played right into my hands. He just told us everything we wanted to hear. That's what he did. I can't even stand to look at him because, he's just he's a con. He's a flat ass, nothing but a fucking con. They all the right side, they say, oh yeah, the Biden side was so bad. Well, what's so good about the right side? He brags about doing something with our economy, but I haven't seen anything happen yet. That big beautiful bill is going to add, they say $2.5 trillion. It's going to add about $4 trillion to the debt. The big beautiful bill. Oh, what a joke. Remember what happened in the 80s with trickle down economics? Yeah. The filthy rich got richer, and us guys that worked for a living paid more taxes.
I didn't care how things were affecting others until it affected me. Am I proud of that? No. We live in a very cruel world, and sometimes the only way to survive is by being selfish. We are all just out here trying to survive as best we can. And although we may have good intentions and we may be empathetic and we may be compassionate, we will always put ourselves first because we have to survive. And if that means making a mistake in my vote or maybe putting my trust in the wrong person like I did, then that's what it means. I will always put the betterment of my family and vote in ways that I think will help my family above anyone else.
Here's the problem with voting for your self-interest. I understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you're on the bottom and none of your needs are fulfilled, you can only think of yourself. But here's the problem with that, is you voted for your self-interest. So did everybody else in the Republican Party. Think about that for a minute. You voted for your self-interest, but you don't have anything. Like, you don't have anything. Like, that's what it is. But other people, rich people, they have a lot. So of course they're going to vote for their self-interest because they have something. You don't. You need the tribe, right? The socialized healthcare, the socialized dental care, schools, firefighters, police officers, all socialized systems. Is it clicking yet? You voted against the tribe, you know? Humans didn't make it on their own. We always existed in a tribe, taking care of each other. You could only take care of yourself if you have something. And you don't...
What the fuck? $17.49 for one can of coffee in America. This used to be $11.99 a month and a half ago. Yeah, are we gonna go uncaffeinated in America? Because of what the fuck? What the fuck? $17.49 for one.
What the fuck is going on with food right now? This is literally 93.7. It's all organic or whatever, all grass-fed for $10.49 a fucking pound. That's ridiculous. Even down here for $85.15, it's more. It's $11.50. You know that's organic or whatever. It's still, you have 96.4 for $8 a fucking pound. What the fuck's going on?
Is it tariffs? Is it price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of Aurora, Washington.
$17.33. That's how much I paid today for this coffee. I'm here and I'm just adding some numbers together and doing my budget because you know what? Today I asked my husband, where's the money? We're making the best we've ever made. Both earners, both incomes, good incomes and everything. And we don't have money. We're living paycheck to paycheck basically. So I put the numbers together and I decided to look at my budget. On June the 2nd, 2023, and I'm going to try to insert somewhere here the photo I took a shot of, you know, how much I paid for it. On June the 2nd, 2023, the same exact coffee was $9.92. It's almost doubled in 2 years. Of course, my salary hasn't doubled. My income has not doubled. It went up a little bit, but certainly nowhere near that. And I don't know where my money goes. Every month, I'm struggling.
Hey y'all, so I've been seeing it float around that there are some MAGAs who actually do regret voting the way that they did. And what I have to say about that is good. Because honestly, the more you regret the thing that you've done, the more uncomfortable it is for you to sit with it, the more likely you are to remember this for next time. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, I was wrong. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, other people were right. Maybe you're going to admit to yourself, I made a huge mistake. I never should have done that. Maybe you will finally admit to yourself, I got taken in. I fell for a con. Maybe also you will admit to yourself that you don't care about anyone or anything unless it directly involves you. Maybe you'll finally admit that all of the people who were fighting for the cushy life that you had been living are the exact people whose lives you voted against. Maybe you'll finally realize how complacent you'd become. And maybe you'll finally realize, yeah, you know what? I actually was/am racist. Maybe you'll finally admit that you had been living with bigotry and racism up until that point, and maybe even now still. And maybe you're going to finally realize that what we're all facing now, you included, is not how we want to live. So yes, good. Regret it. Be uncomfortable. Sit with that because nobody's going to have any sympathy for you. You're going to sit with that all alone and you're going to have to face some hard truths. And I really hope that this experience changes you for the better. Because honestly, if it doesn't, then you kind of truly are a lost cause. Meanwhile, everybody else, what do we get to say? I told you so.
If you think feeding your family is expensive now, just wait. So ground beef just hit its highest price ever in American history. The thing that most of us rely on for burgers, tacos, and spaghetti night, it's becoming a luxury. And it's not stopping here. The experts say that the prices are going to keep on going up and up. Why? Well, it's a couple of things. You got a mix of drought, high feed costs, reduced cattle supply, and corporate consolidation. That means fewer options, higher prices, and families having to make more tough decisions at the grocery store. Even basic meals are turning into a budget challenge. And remember, this is not just about beef. This is about the cost of living. It's another reminder that the average family is being priced out of normalcy. You're not crazy for noticing everything feels harder lately, because it is. And what's being done about it? Not much. Big corporations are raking in profits while you're deciding between milk and meat for the week. So next time you hear someone say the economy is doing great, I want you to ask yourself something. Great for who? Because it damn sure ain't the family that's trying to make tacos stretch for a week.
Is it tariffs? Is it price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of Aurora, Washington.
Well, the big beautiful bill just passed. Thank you, God. This country was getting way too fucking free. At least now the federal government can monitor and survey every single thing I do with AI and facial recognition and drones. Do you know how hard life has been without that? At least public funding is getting cut and healthcare is gonna get streamlined, which means less coverage than there already is. At least poor people will die faster because they can't afford healthcare. At least schools will finally be safer. No, not from guns, those are still allowed in there, but at least they won't have to talk about diversity or black people anymore. At least asylum seekers will finally get fast-tracked to deportation. Yeah, bro, this is the safest country on earth, but only if you're born here. At least when my health problems are misdiagnosed, I can blame it on a computer rather than a person. At least rich people finally get to be richer. Oh my God, do you know how hard they've had it? At least the federal government has way more power than ever before because who the fuck wants to be free anyways? And finally, half the American workforce will finally be replaced by AI. Thank you, God. Who needs a living wage? What a beautiful country. Who would want to live here?
Point, the groceries are just laughable. I'm so like offended by the prices that I actually have to laugh to keep from crying. This is what I bought for myself, not even my wife, just for me the next 2 days to eat because I want to eat healthy before the holidays. I got some grass-fed ground beef, some turkey deli meat, some lettuce, cheese, tuna, carrot sticks, blueberries, almond butter, coffee, and I got a case of water under there, which is like $4. Do you have a guess on what this is? $86.77. How? This is for 2 days. Now, the berries and the almond butter and coffee are going to last me probably a week. So let's say $70 every 2 days. Just for me. That'd be $1,000 if I want to eat this healthy for the entire month, not including my wife. And what about all of you out there with kids? And of course, every few days I get the paper towels, the grocery bags, you know, bars of soap, and that is going to add up.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I see this every week when we go grocery shopping. And here's this lady saying it's not just Walmart, it's Publix too, it's Target, it's all these places.
So I'm at Publix right now. I got my little reusable bag that just fell on the floor. But how come nobody is talking about $7.29 for a bag of chips? We're all talking about eggs, but what about these $7.29 chips?
Does anybody else get physically ill whenever they go grocery shopping and they see the total when they're checking out? Like my wife and I, we have a family of 5, right? Me, her, and 3 kids. And then you throw in 2 dogs into that as well. She went grocery shopping the other day and she was like sick at the price. So like I checked the bank account and it's $550. And like that lasts us like a week and a half. So I don't even know how the majority of the people out there are even affording groceries these days. I think I'm gonna have to start like tricking on the side or something. Unless she starts selling feet pics, I'm not really sure what to do.
I'm starting to think that Wegovy is gonna go out of business. And not because it don't work. I'm just saying, you ever notice how because of the inflation, how expensive it is to be fat in this economy? Like not just living, but like to actively maintain a big bag. Back in the day, snacks were cheap. I could grab a family-sized bag of chips, pack of cookies, some soda, and still have change for a honey bun. Those were the good old days of budget-friendly gluttony. But now, nah, you can't do that no more. So these days, if you're still holding on to the big bag lifestyle, I just know you got money. I know you do. Why? Because the price of eating bad has gone through the roof. A bag of Doritos is basically a car note and you need a credit check to get Oreos. It's actually cheaper right now to eat good food. Whole bag of vegetables is cheaper than a bag of damn chips. I got chicken thighs today cheaper than a couple of bags of Doritos would have been. While a single Little Debbie snack cake, it feels like it's $47. If you're still able to take in 10,000 calories a day, I'm just gonna assume you're either a millionaire or you've got a Costco membership and some prayer. Because in this economy, every extra roll feels like an investment portfolio, you know? What I'm saying is, it's not that Wegovy is about to cure obesity, but it's that inflation is gonna beat it to the punch.
I'd rather have Trump as a dictator than Biden any day. It's kind of obvious who knows what they're doing. There is no dictatorship with Trump. He cares. He's for America.
Trump wins, will you accept the results?
Of course.
If Kamala wins, will you accept the results?
No.
If you don't like it, don't come here to protest. Don't come if you're uneducated and you don't know what you're talking about.
You would rather they just didn't come here?
I would rather them not come here.
Are you a fan of the First Amendment?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, the right to bear arms. Look, this is God.
That's not the First Amendment.
No, the Fourth Amendment. But I'm saying
That's not the Fourth Amendment either.
Which one is it?
And they don't know our American history and our values.
Nor do they respect it.
So when he says poisoning our country, it sounds harsh. It sounds much nicer in the original German.
Yeah.
That Trump has made about women, grab them by the pussy, you could do whatever you want. Like, do those bother you? Do those affect you at all?
I don't bother me.
Just want to check.
LGBTQ, you know, I mean, I think they're garnering a lot of attention that is unwarranted. I mean, they're 1% of the population. So why are we reaching out and doing all this for 1% of the population?
I guess because it's 1% of the population.
Did you guys see that woman talking about her father getting kicked out of the nursing home? Well, apparently the nursing homes are kicking out their Medicare patients. And she was like, why would they do that? And everyone in the comments was like, honey, this is what you voted for. This is Medicare cuts. This is the big, beautiful bill. And she was like, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. I work in skilled nursing. 90% of the residents that are in there, they are Medicare patients. These buildings stay open because of Medicare. They will close down. They will not care for your aging parents and grandparents for free. They will send them home to you. You will have to quit your job and stay home and take care of them. That means you're going to have to be the caregiver for your father, your husband, your kids. You're going to have to quit your job. You're going to do all this on half the income for your household. This economy is going to suffer greatly when these places start closing down. This is one of the reasons, this is the main reason why I did not want to rely on the U.S. for my income while I'm living abroad. The economy here is bound to crash. When you cut Medicare like that and these places close, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. The dollar is going to suffer. There is no forethought with these people. They have no idea what is happening.
Live in a super rural area in Illinois, and recently our local newspapers have started posting about hospital closures and how Medicaid and Medicare funds our hospitals and our nursing homes, and how there's a lot of fear surrounding Medicaid and Medicare cuts and possible job loss, possible department closures. And there are like about 100 MAGA in each post, and they're just like, show me the data. I want to see the numbers. Show me the financials. Like, they'll understand it. It's just so comical to me. They are telling you, we have already closed our OB department. We have already closed this clinic and that clinic. People are already driving an hour to an hour and a half for healthcare, especially women's healthcare or mental health. People are still in disbelief. Like, the newspapers, oh, you're just a liberal newspaper, look at you've gone woke. It's not woke in a bad way to understand how these cuts and these policies impact us, especially in rural areas. Like, you have to wake up and face reality at some point that you voted for this, and now you're going to be impacted. Your neighbors, your friends, your family, we're all going to be affected by this. It's your fault. You have to open your eyes and realize that. You can't just live in denial. They're telling you they're going to close. When they close, are you still going to be in denial? No, you're going to blame it on Democrats somehow.
This is what our shitty ass healthcare has come to, where my patients need medicine and supplies and their insurance won't cover it, and here I am spending my own money because my patient needs it. And he doesn't have any money, and he can't work. And the insurance won't even cover what he needs. And I'm sad, and I'm sick and tired of it.
You do not get free health care. You do not get free health care. Do you think that people who are 28 years old that can work and refuse to work should get free health care?
Congressman, a lot's been talked about Medicaid, health care, etc. A lot of countries in the world, Europe, Canada, they have health care for the people there. Outside, just now you said, you don't want to see a lazy 28-year-old get health care, whatever. My point is, every working and retired American should be entitled to health care. Would you would you sign on or write up a bill for Medicare for all? We've got Medicare now. We can start rolling back the age 5, 10 years at a time. Would you support that?
We can't afford that.
Yes, you can.
I need someone to explain to me, like I am 5 years old, how it makes sense that a literal doctor who went through undergrad, medical school, years of residency, and is a full-fledged doctor, prescribed my son a life-saving medication that he needs for a diagnosis that he has received, and my insurance gets to say, no, he does not.
With groceries this high, everybody's about to learn what a struggle meal is and why they slap harder than the stuff that's in Whole Foods. You know what this economy got me doing? Reminiscing. Because when I was growing up, struggle meals were not just survival. They were comfort. And quiet as it's kept, I still eat the stuff today. Money or not, don't matter to me. I'm going to tell you my top 3 struggle meals that I swear by. Number 3, fried potatoes and onions. Cheap, it's filling, and it tastes like a hug from your grandma. I love fried potatoes and onions. Back in the day, potatoes was gold, and quiet as kept, you could still grow potatoes pretty easy, so potato and onions are going to always be on my list. Number 2, breakfast for dinner. I don't even know how many times I done had pancakes for dinner, eggs, as long as you can catch them for cheap and affordable, oatmeal, grits, all types of stuff for dinner time. Yeah, it's going to fill you up. Number 1, ramen noodles. Thing about ramen noodles is you can take it up, kick it up a notch, or you can go all the way down to the gutter. You can make it hood, or you can try to make it classy. The choice is yours, but you gon' get full. So let me ask you, what was your top 3 struggle meals growing up? Or better yet, which ones do you still eat today, but you don't even have?
I continue to see video after video of MAGA defectors. These are people who voted for Trump up to 3 times and now totally regret their vote. Whatever that line is, it's been crossed. For many people, it's the Epstein files. I continue to be slightly confused as to why that is the line. But it is the line for a lot of people. And some of the problems I'm seeing, and forgive me for saying this, comes from the left side who are refusing to accept these people who no longer want to align themselves with Trump. There are plenty of people who are born and bred left-leaning. But there are so many people in this country who absolutely have not had the chance to deconstruct some of the propaganda they were raised with. And it's taken till now. So we have 2 options. We either reject those people or we accept them. And if we don't accept them, I think we're going to have a giant problem moving forward.
MAGA regret is a trend. And just like buyer's remorse, I anticipated that this would happen. There was no way that people willingly made this decision and they were actually fully educated in their decision. They considered all options. They considered all possibilities. They considered the impact that this could potentially have, or they even glanced at 2025, Project 2025. They didn't. And so some of this was about, and so I get it. Do I feel like the government entity as a whole might not always benefit the American people? Yes, I do think that. Do I feel like sometimes politicians trump regular average people like me and you? Yes. Do I think that people attach themselves to the idea and concept of the fact that a billionaire could potentially run America better than politicians? Yes. And I think that what people did was attach themselves to the dream that they could potentially have access to that amount of money, that they could potentially get into this environment where Trump was going to change the status quo of how we live, how we eat, how we breathe, how we operate as a country, and how the government operated specifically. I think that he led with that because that was the emotional appeal that he could attract so many different people. Even after he disrespected so many different nationalities, said so many different offensive things, has been in very compromising situations when it comes to women as well. Y'all still voted for him. And so now I'm starting to see all these videos that are, it's like a trend where it's like MAGA regret. And so there's all these people that are going through the reasons why they are regretting voting for Donald J. Trump and how they didn't understand that whatever decision making he was going to make, that it would impact things that are so closely related to what they need, what they depend on, what they do on a daily basis, maybe even their employment, their livelihood, the employment, livelihood, and dependency of their loved ones, whatever it is. I stand in solidarity with the 92% and say, we told you so. And the thing that I'll continue to say and scream to the mountaintops until I can't say it anymore is the hate of the Black woman is so strong that you will willingly sign up to jeopardize your livelihood, your normalcy, the livelihood and normalcy of so many other people, your ability to live comfortably. You would give all that up versus allowing a Black woman to be in charge. The funny thing about all of this is America knows it more than anything that Black women are the most powerful people on this planet. And the problem with that is if we allow the Black woman in the White House, we empower Black women across the world to stand flat-footed, take charge, and start running things everywhere. We'll start to see a movement. We'll start to see Black women rising up in all types of leadership positions. We'll start to see those timid Black women, they'll find their voice. They'll find their power. They'll find their strength. But they don't want that to happen. That's a movement that they want to prevent as much as possible. But 92%, I know we got something brewing. I know it's coming. Just wait and see, babe.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I'm getting so sick and tired of people saying they regretted their votes. See, the incident had to happen to them. Now everybody's sorry they voted for Trump. It's too fucking late now. How about that? It's too late. Because if you did your real research, you wouldn't have voted for him in the fucking first place. So I'm sick of it. After the Border Patrol stopped your ass, you're sorry you voted for Trump? A MAGA couple. They sorry they voted for Trump. They wish they could take their vote back. Well, I got news for y'all. You can't take your vote back. You did it already. And what make me mad is I don't feel sorry for you. You can believe that shit. I'm just mad because you old enough to have did your own fucking research. That's what makes me angry. If you had really listened to Miss Kamala Harris, you would have understood her words. But you saw her skin and you didn't want to vote for her. You saw her gender, didn't want to vote for her. So you decided it was best to give your vote to a felon, a SA, a chronic liar. Now you regret that vote? All y'all regretting your vote now that he's in-house? Oh, man, fuck y'all. I'm sorry, but fuck each and every one of y'all. All y'all out there saying you regret your vote. Whew, how I don't feel sorry for you. He told you what he wanted to do. He told you his plan. But y'all didn't think it through. You had to think. Did it make sense? Do some fucking research. But you didn't do it. But now that his plans are affecting your asses, y'all sorry? Shut the fuck up, each and every one of you. Nobody wants to hear that you're sorry you voted for Trump. Shut the fuck up. We don't give a damn now because it's too fucking late. How about that shit?
Hi guys, welcome back once again, and I really hope you have watched the full combination of the clips of how mega voters that really came out in large number, and they're really complaining, and they're really telling people how they mess up, how they really made things, and maybe a lot of them they're really begging for forgiveness. But a lot of people that really came out in large number, and they're saying that this is your own choice, you did what you wanted. A lot of people really want you not to vote for this new administration, but you couldn't have listened, because most of them really voted out of hatred, out of racism, and now they are really now coming out, crying out for help of how they are being so desperate, of how they can't even afford basic needs. And our black brothers, they have just relaxed, because we have all seen there is other people who really came out in large numbers, especially white people. They are saying that why are we only complaining and black people ain't complaining about what's really happening in our current economy. And black people, they said, they really came out in large numbers and told them that we really warned you, but you couldn't have listened. If you could have listened to us, and if you could have not voted out of hatred and racism, America could be in a better place, because a lot of people, or a lot of white people, didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris, maybe because of his skin color, and most especially maybe because of she was a woman, and they didn't know, or now they don't know how black women, they are so strong, they can so rule in a very good way. The reason why these people are really suffering and they are really complaining, maybe they thought this new administration, it will only affect other races, it won't affect them. But right now, Trump policies, it's just affecting everyone. The cost of living, it has really risen up. The cost of food, especially those grocery foods in the supermarkets, it has really risen up. Trump's tariff, it has really affected a lot of farmers and everyone in the country, and the economy of United States is slowly dying, because these people really came out in large number, and they just wanted to vote for President Trump, and they thought maybe he could make a change, maybe they thought he could reduce the food price, maybe they thought he could make America great once again, but they were wrong. Black people really want them early. They want them not to vote for this new administration. They want them not to vote for this orange man, but they couldn't listen, because right now they're the one who are being affected a lot. I haven't seen any clip of any farmers maybe complaining of how foods are rotting in his farms, of how cost of living has risen up, because black people, they are used to these things. Black people, they are used to all these problems, and whenever any black person really came out and complained about these things, white people came out in large number and they said, just pull out your socks, try to work very hard, at least you can cope up with the rest of the life. But right now, see who is really crying out for help, see who is really complaining. A lot of people, they have really lost their jobs. A lot of people, they have really lost their project that they started. A lot of people, they desperately crying out for help, because of how they really don't know how they can maintain their families. They really don't know of how they can maybe make a change, but it's too late, because this new administration is really affecting everyone. Maybe they thought black people, they're the ones, or other races, they will be the one who will be affected. And earlier on, I do remember they were convinced to vote for the mass deportation of immigrants. Right now, who is suffering? The same people who were being convinced to vote for deportation of immigrants, they didn't know, they didn't realize that these immigrants are the ones who are helping them in their farms. These immigrants are the ones who are making the economy of America to be great. These immigrants are the ones who are helping them to go and pick food that's right now are rotting their farms. But right now, America, it has no labor. And for a very long period of time, America, it has never lacked farm labor because there were people to do this work. And for those who were really complaining of how maybe there's no job in United States, the immigrants have taken all over the job, why can't you just go and work in these farms? We have all seen how a lot of white MAGA supporters that really came out and they are really regretting, but a lot of people ain't feeling sorry for them because other they are saying that if they can be given any other chance, they can still vote again for President Donald Trump. If they can give another chance, they can still vote for him for the 4th time, because these people is like maybe they just love this man, and maybe all these things he's really doing, maybe they must see, because a lot of people really want them, but they couldn't have listened, because these new Trump policies, black people saw what it was meant for, and right now they started to feel the pain. Right now they started to feel how black people they have been feeling for a very long period of time. You know, living in United States and you don't have any job, the cost of living, it has really doesn't help, and a lot of people they have really come out in light number and they're saying that right now United States is only meant for millionaires and billionaires because it ain't favoring any person. Remember, like things like beautiful bill, they voted for it, but you know, this thing, it was really helping those people who couldn't be able maybe to buy medicine, couldn't be able to pay for medicine, and right now they are losing the medicals because these people agreed to pass this bill. And we have all seen how a lot of people they are really going through, and we really hope things could be better. So guys, we really hope America could be greater once again, and whenever you are, be safe and may God bless you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your time. Let me see you in the next clip.